Let's move on to what is happening in Imo State, where killings and maiming in the southeast continue unabated. In Imo State, gunmen numbering about 4 stormed Ihitte, Uboma local government area, shot dead the staff of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Okorie Anthony. According to a statement by INEC National Commissioner in charge of Information and Voter Education, Festus Okoye, the incident happened during the ongoing continuous voters registration at Nkwo Ihitte, Unit 4 in Amakohia, Ward 2, with 2 other staff still missing. In an online video, the hoodlums said they wanted to send out a message that there will be no 2023 elections. PKO, these guys are really daredevil.
And it makes no sense what they are doing. They can't achieve their aim by the methods that they have adopted. They just need to be told the truth. You can't defeat the state. You can't defeat the state. You will try, but you can't defeat the state. We had, even before the Anambra election, that there will be no election, there will be no election. And I kept assuring people that, look, this election will take place. Because at the end of the day, what is the point that you are making? If you say people should not come out and vote, at the end of the day, probably the person that you do not want to see him win, probably reactionary elements, by your own estimation, will now go ahead and win because you have created a fertile ground for such tendencies to exploit the situation and win.
Because not to contest the submission that you can't defeat the state. We saw what happened in Afghanistan, the Taliban taking over the government. These guys were supposed to be seen as quote-unquote insurgents, non-state actors, but they took over the government. And we've seen these people, these unknown gunmen in Nigeria, attacking military formations and so on and so forth, overrunning them.
See, the example that you have given is not a valid one. America came into Afghanistan with the intention of taking out bin Laden because they knew bin Laden was staying there in their country and killing people outside of their country. He groomed people who went to America and committed terrorist infractions. They made up their mind that they will go to that country to fish him out. Afghanistan, he fled and started hanging
around. Even the Taliban
around.
were ruling at that time.
I know. What they wanted was regime change. They chased them out of office. The Russians came, invaded the place, but the Russians were ultimately defeated, and they left that country with tails in between legs. Those who think that the Russians can get away with anything, they fail to remember such things. Those people do not realize that it's not in all cases that bullies win. The Chinese thought they could overrun Vietnam. They regretted it. So let's not even go into such history. America took over. They took over the reins of power. They imposed their own government. Hamid Karzai, they made him president in another person's country after chasing away the Taliban from power. The Taliban remain on the fringes, fighting in places where they are strong, like Kandahar. They continue to confront the Americans, fighting and fighting. When Trump came into office, Trump felt, look, we have to leave. We spent about 10 years or more here. What are we still doing? Let's leave. At that point, they thought that the Afghan army that they had trained, that they had equipped, would be able to stand up and fight. But the Afghan forces refused to fight. In most cases, they refused. They even left their posts. So the Taliban came back and took over the government. After the Americans left, they left on their own. They were not defeated. People who sit on social media to put spins on events, they must realize that these guys left on their own. They left on their own. After being more or less in power, occupying a country for 10 uninterrupted years, they left on their own. These small band of criminals harassing people in the southeast, killing people in this manner, they couldn't stop the election from holding in the last year.
Oh, the last year election. Yeah.
We were told that no election will take place. Yeah. In fact, we've been hearing that there will be no election except we have referendum. They've been saying that since 2014. No election unless we have referendum. There is no provision for referendum in the Nigerian Constitution. They've been told repeatedly that you're asking for something that you will never get. So, killing people in this manner will not enable them to achieve their aims. Because that election, and mark my words, election will still hold. It may not hold everywhere. After all, the by-election in Zamfara didn't hold in every part of the constituency. The House of Assembly by-election. Where it is unsafe to do election, they will not do election there. It's the same thing that we've been doing since 2015 in Borno State. Who can go today to go and do election in Guzamala local government, except he's prepared to die? But people will do election in IDP camps. So this is the thing. They can't stop the election from holding.
Right. Mayor, I'll definitely come to you. We're due for a break. We'll take a break, and then when we're back, we'll pick it from where we are going to be leaving it now. Do stay with us on Journalist Hangout on Sunday. We'll take a break. We'll be back soon. You're watching Journalist Hangout on Sunday. Thank you so much for staying with us. I've been speaking with two great gentlemen in the studio, Babajide Kolade Studio and Mayor Akinpelu. Before we went on that break, we were talking about the recent incident that happened in Imo State. But then IPOB, as denied the attack, they said they are not the one involved.
Yes, I watched the video and it's very scary. Scary because now it's obvious that there are some criminal elements in the East who have their own different agenda from IPOB, you know. So don't let us even try to look at them as IPOB members, you know, because IPOB are, yes, initially they may be part of IPOB, but they've gone rogue and what they are doing is unacceptable. For you to go to a center and kill an INEC official is very scary. But they won't win. They're just wasting their time. And it's these same people that are causing problems to the proper agitation in the Southeast. Because if you want justice and you keep you say there won't be an election, you understand? You want to deny the state. You're trying to bring the state down in that your geographical area.
You are killing your own people.
You're killing your own people. How do you now justify the injustice that want you to ask for your own state? It doesn't make sense what those criminals are doing, but they don't know that they are trying to mess up the agitations that people have done over time. But like this, they cannot win. Yes, they can scare people, they can kill people, but they will not win because the state is stronger and has more will than what they are doing.
I think one thing they fail to understand is that even if you want to fight a war, you don't invite people to come and fight you in your father's house, because definitely you lost.
Yeah, they're destroying their own home.
The people who should support you, the people that you want them to believe that you are fighting
for them,
yeah,
they are the ones that you are killing. Abaribe has said this before, that look, even the whole agitation, that people are giving it a bad name by some of the actions that we're seeing.
Yeah.
So